Then come to the medial surface, or rather postero-medial surface. This surface, how it is related to the different parts of the skull. You take this one. Can you see these two opening or foramens on the inferior surface or base of the skull? If you trace this foramen and you trace this foramen inside the base of the skull, here you can see this red one, it is going forward. It is the internal carotid artery, and posteriorly this one, it is a sigmoid sinus. This one, sigmoid sinus, it enters to the jugular foramen here, and outside it becomes internal jugular vein. So these two, anteriorly internal carotid artery, posteriorly internal jugular vein. So if this parotid gland I keep here, so both this artery and vein will be related to the postero-medial surface of the parotid gland. There are few cranial nerves also pass, like 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve. So all these three nerves will be here in between this carotid artery and the internal jugular vein. And another nerve passes through the hypoglossal canal or the occipital bone. This canal passes the hypoglossal nerve. So on the medial side, you will get the internal jugular vein behind, internal carotid artery in front, and the lower four cranial nerves in between this artery and vein. So all these structures will be related to the postero-medial surface, like this, postero-medial surface of the gland. Besides this surface also related to the styloid process. I have shown you the styloid process here, small one, and I have shown you this styloid process in this bone also, styloid process. So this styloid process will be also medial to the postero-medial surface. So styloid process also attached with some muscles like styloglossus, stylohyoid, stylopharyngeus. So these muscles along with the styloid process also will be related to the postero-medial surface of the parotid gland. So altogether there are so many structures on the postero-medial surface. Besides this, one bone is there, that bone is the mastoid process, this one. This process also will come in relation along with muscles attached to it. The muscles attached to this mastoid process is sternocleidomastoid and posterior digastric. So altogether this bone, styloid process, muscles attached to the mastoid process, muscles attached to the styloid process, then this vein, internal jugular vein, internal carotid artery, four nerves, 9, 10, 11 and 12 cranial nerves, they all are related to the postero-medial surface. We cannot see. If I remove the gland, then we can see the structures related to the postero-medial surface. Then one important artery enters into the parotid gland. That artery is the external carotid artery. So if this is the external carotid artery, this artery forms a groove here like this. It forms a groove in the lower part of the postero-medial surface. This is postero-medial surface. This is medial border. This is anteromedial surface. So in the lower part of postero-medial surface, there is a groove for the external carotid artery. Then it enters into the gland. Now the artery inside the gland. Inside the gland, it divides into two branches, terminal branches. One of them is coming out through the superior surface called superficial temporal, and another one is the maxillary artery which comes out through the anteromedial surface. So this is maxillary artery, comes out through the anteromedial surface of the gland, and this is superficial temporal artery. It comes out through the base or upper surface of the parotid gland. Another important structure on the postero-medial surface is the facial nerve, which will be at the upper level. This is facial nerve. It enters into the gland but above the external carotid artery. Here the facial nerve enters into the gland, then it divides into the gland, inside the gland. Then from the gland, the different branches of facial nerve will come out through the anterior border, just deep to the anterior border to the anteromedial surface, one branch to the base and one branch to the apex. I am telling you what are the branches. Sometimes the external carotid artery gives a branch posteriorly. That branch is the posterior-auricular artery and occipital artery. This occipital artery and posterior-auricular artery may come out through this surface or posterior-medial surface. So there are so many structures on the posterior-medial surface. Mastoid process with muscles, styloid process with muscles, internal jugular vein, internal carotid artery, lower 4 cranial nerves like 9, 10, 11, 12 cranial nerves, and the external carotid artery and the facial nerve, their entry. Then come to the base.